enjoying your time today. And after a while of disconnecting from the internet, I'm back with introduction to cascading style sheets. And this time I'm going to explain about CSS or cascading style sheets using the pure code, not Dreamweaver. So this will be called as a web development course. We will start week by week. We will do some exercises and we will teach you how to practice using Khan Academy website. So first of all, I want to introduce you about CSS, which is a shortcut or abbreviation for cascading style sheets. And cascading style sheets are important in web development and web design because they unify my page. They unify the formatting and the coloring, borders, padding, margins, anything about the page. They will make it unified. So this is why it is important. So first of all, we have three types of cascading style sheets. The first one is called inline style sheets, and which is rarely used. The second one is called internal style sheets, and also it is widely used. And the most widely used is called external style sheet, which we will save our CSS code in an external sheet. Then we will call it whenever it's needed. Okay, so I will go briefly in inline style sheets, and I will just go through it. Then I will focus mostly on the internal style sheets, which will be the lesson for today, the main lesson for today. So first of all, guys, the inline style sheet, we have any tag. We pick any tag we want. Let's say the paragraph tag or the heading one or the list tag, the link tag, anything. And inside this tag, we will type the word style to indicate that there is a CSS coming. And then we will type the property or the attribute, the selector of this CSS code, which is, for example, here the color, semicolon, then red. That means that this word, welcome to my page, will be turned into red, only this one. Okay, we can also add more than one attribute inside. So we can say that the paragraph, it has a style with a red color, and the font weight is bold, and the background color is silver. The same thing, this welcome to my page will have these formatting applied on it. Now, if you are asking yourself, where did I get these codes from? It is all available in w3schools.com. You can simply go there and you can browse whatever you want from cascading style sheet. And by practicing and doing it by yourself, you will have the best experience hands-on when you do these proper trainings. So if you see, this is W3 Schools. There is a tab called CSS. It will have all the things that are related to fonts, to text, padding, margin, borders, backgrounds, colors. Everything is available here. Okay, I will just explain in my tutorial some of them. Okay, a simple formatting style sheets. Okay, and then after that you can practice on the rest on your free timing. Okay, so we have to do this on something called HTML editor. Now the HTML editor, we have hundreds of them. You can use starting Notepad, and you can end up with doing online editors, which I prefer to use the W3 Schools and also the Khan Academy, as we have some kind of exercises there. I'll share the links of the Khan Academy in the comments, okay, in the first comment, and then you can do your practice there. Now let's say we have this kind of HTML code. As you see, I'll just delete this one. We have simply text with headings 1, heading 2. We have heading 3 as well. We have 2 paragraphs. We have lists and a table with some links. Okay, so in order to make an inline sheet, I will pick one of the paragraphs. Let's say this paragraph. This website will talk about graphics. So if you see, we have this paragraph. Okay, this website will talk about graphics. So simply, if you want to apply some style sheet inside inline, you will type style equal, and you will type, let's say, color red. Now by this, if we run, you will see that only this paragraph has the red color applied on it. We can use the other paragraph in order to change something else. So we can say style equals, and let's say background color equal, or sorry, semicolon, silver. If we run the page, so you will see that the background is be turned into silver. So this is the first topic I'm going to talk about, which is the inline sheets, and you will continue. You have, as I told you in the W3 schools, a lot, hundreds of attributes, but everything is here. Whatever you need to apply, you will find it here. If you are going to the text, for example, if you are dealing with text, outlines, borders, you can find that everything is inside here. This is the color that I was talking about. We have the padding for the page, padding top, padding right, and you will give semicolon and the value, and so on. It will look like this. I recommend browsing this website for further education if you need to learn more about style sheets attributes. Okay, the next point I'm going to talk about is the internal style sheet, which is one of the mostly used sheets, and we need to know that it is located in the head tag. Now if you see, we have the head tag open here and it is closed here. So inside I will type the style tag, and then I will close it, and I will type the attributes I want. Now the good thing here, if I'm using the internal style sheet, I'll go back to the online editor. Okay, so let's say this is the head, this is the head tag. Inside it I will type the style sheet, and I will close it, and simply, for example, we have different tags. So let's say we have the H1 tag, we have the paragraph, we have the lists, and whatever, etc. Now for example, let's say I want to change some things for the H1 heading. So simply I will type H1, and I will open and close a curly bracket. Then inside I will type color green. Okay, it should end with the semicolon, and I need to remove this, I guess. So you will find that H1 is turned into green. The nice thing here, if you try to add another H1, any other heading, for example, testing, automatically this heading will also become green. So by this, I'm unifying my formatting for the website. This is the advantage of the internal style sheet. Now let's say we want to add another attribute. Let's say I want to make a background for it. So I will make background color, and I will make it, okay, let's go for blue, and I will also end it with a semicolon. Now you see that all the heading one are turned with the same attributes and same formatting. Sorry for the bad colors, they are not fitting. It's just for giving an example. Let's say I want to add or to make to create another style sheet for the paragraph. So I will type P, and I will say that I need all the text align to be in the center. I hope I get this the exact code. So now you see that the two paragraphs are aligned in center. All the paragraphs that I will add in the future will be aligned in the center. Now the disadvantage of internal style sheet is that anything that I will apply here will be applied on all paragraphs. So if I, for example, want to make a paragraph that is not in the center, this will conflict with my planning. But I have another solution for this, which is using the classes, which I will explain later. You can add more. You can also control the body, for example. The body tag, if I want to change the background color into, let's say, gold. I hope there is also an attribute. Yes, there is. So it will change it like this. Everything will be applied in between the two styles. Okay. Hope it's fine till now. I'll go back to the PowerPoint and I will explain something called classes in CSS and also IDs. Now the class and the ID, it will be specified for a specific tag. So let's say I want my formatting or my style sheet to be applied on one paragraph or two paragraphs, or the paragraphs that I will decide. So this is the way when I'm going to use the classes. Now, in order to make a class, you need to write the class name within the internal CSS tag, like the thing we did right now, but we need to make a full stop or dot before it. So let's say we will type dot my green color, then color is green. Okay, so I need to do this first step. The next step is I need to call the class inside the tag that I need. Let's see it in practice. So let's say let me remove this. Now if I want to create a class, I will type dot and we will name it like red color. The same thing, I will open and close a curly bracket and I will type inside color is red. Okay, and then I will create another class by typing full stop, then let's say green color. Okay, and this class will make the color green. Finally, I will make a third one which is called blue color, and I will also create it and do it as blue. We have 3 classes now, guys. Now how to use these classes? I finished the first step. Then I need to call these classes inside anything I want, any tag I want. So let's say I want to call it in the heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. So I will simply type class equal, let's say red color. Okay. If you see now, this heading 1 will become red, but the other heading 1 will still the default, which is black. The heading 2, I will say class equal blue color, and the third one, the heading 3, will be class equal green color. Let me run my page and test it. So if you see now, each one of them has different type of formatting. The same goes for a paragraph. So if you want to remove this and simply call the class equal blue color, so that means that this website will become a blue colored, and so on. We can do it anywhere you want. Okay, this is what we call the class. The ID is the same exact thing, but instead of typing the dot or the full stop, we will type the hash key. Okay, if you see, these are the same steps. Sorry, we have the same steps for the IDs in CSS, and in order to make a CSS, we need to write a hash key before the name of the ID. Now the difference between the both is that the class ID is more general and it can be applied on more than one item, while the ID can be only applied once, but they have the same job exactly. So let's say we will do hash blue or gray background bg, and I will type that background is silver. If you want to apply it anywhere you want, you will simply type id equals gray bg. When you run, you will notice that it is applied on the tag that I'm calling it. So this is everything for today. I will just skip now and move to some of the exercises, and as I told you, I will share the link with everyone. Okay, I will use the Khan Academy Now website, as it is an amazing website. It helps you a lot. It's for beginners and also for advanced level. This is my first lesson. We will follow the steps as you see. This challenge is called Overflowing Ocean. Okay, so if you see, we have a picture of an ocean. We have a heading, and we have some kind of paragraphs here, and a link or whatever. Now what we are going to do is to follow up the steps that are listed here. So for example, this web page describes an ocean with an image and a few paragraphs which are inside a div. Now the div is a container, as we know. This is a div, okay? And if you see, there is some kind of predefined code that is inside. So there is a class called info that is inside the div. We have this class info that makes the background a specific color. We can write RGB instead of writing red or green or blue. We can write the RGB to make the precise type of color. You can pick it from here. This website is much easier to use for beginners. It will give you a good guidance. So what is needed from us in the first step? As you see, we have here 3 steps to complete this project or activity. What is needed from us is to create this div that has the class info, so that it takes up to 70% of the width and 200 pixels the tall. Now if you see, one of them measures percent and the second one measures the pixels. So what we are going to do, it's asking me to go to the info class, and simply I will add another attribute or selectors. I will call it width, and I will tell it is 70%. Okay, and then I will type height, and it will be 200 pixel. Okay, now if you see, this small icon here is happy and satisfied because my work is done properly. If there is anything wrong, it will give me a message here to guide you and to give you some hints to solve the problem. I will go to the next step. In the next step, it is asking me to do the div to make it so the div cuts off the overflowing text and presents a scroll bar instead. If you see the text here, okay, I will need to add what? I will add something called overflow attribute, and I will make it auto. The same thing, I'm doing fine. If you see now, it's a scroll. We have different values. It can be fixed, auto, or I forgot the third one, but the one they are asking for now is the auto one. We are done also with this. I'll go to the final step, and it is telling me that in the last step, write a CSS rule for the pick class. So we have a class, it's called pick, that resizes the image to take up the same width as the text. Now if you remember, the width of the text is 70%. So what we need to do, if you see the image that is here, it has a class called pick, but the class is not defined here. So what is it asking me to do is to define the class by typing the full stop, then pick, and I will type inside that the width is 70%. Now the picture is resized, it is within the text aligned, and this icon is congratulating me that I did the job properly. As I told you, this link will be in the comments. I can go to the next challenge, which is also about CSS. If you see this practical assignment, we have colorful creature. So I will click on the same link, on the another link, sorry, in the Khan Academy, and you will see that there's another type of challenge that has 5 steps. Now, first of the steps, we need to use the image picker to add an image to the page that shows an animal, okay? And fill in the paragraph with information about it. There's a paragraph that is awesome because blah blah blah, okay? And the hint is also here. So simply I will go after this paragraph, and I will use the image tag src to select the source of the picture, and then we have various of different photos inside. We can pick, let's say, this picture. Okay, I will close the tag, and the image is here. Now it is telling me that we need to use the strong and em tags to describe the animal. You see the strong and em tag. What is this called, leopard or cheetah? I'm not sure. Cheetah is awesome because it's the fastest animal. I'm finished with the first task. I will go to the next. Now here it is asking me to add CSS, but there is no style tag. Now, as I told you before, the style tag will be in the head section. So what I need to do is to add a style tag, and I'm done with the second step. I will move to the third step, which is telling me to add a CSS rule to change the background of the whole page. Now, the whole page, I'm talking about the body. So I will type body here, and I will open the curly brackets, and I will use the selector or the attribute that is called background color, and I will just give any color I want. Okay, let's say the silver because it's light. I'm done. Next step, add the CSS rule to change the color of the paragraph inspired by the creature's color. We need something to fit with this one, so I will simply add another style sheet, which is P for the paragraph as he's requesting, and I will type color will be, let's say, gold, or let's make it brown. I will go to the final step. It's asking me to add another CSS rule to change the color of the heading. Okay, so we have a heading 1 here. What I'm going to do is to type h1, open the curly bracket, and simply type color. Let's try another way. Let's write RGB, and then open this braces, and simply let's pick something, some color that you like. Let's say this green color. It's fine, it's changing. So whenever you type a paragraph or h1, it will have this color. I will have a unified website, and within very easy steps by practicing this Khan Academy website. Okay, let's see what we have in the last one for today. We have seasonal IDs. Now it's talking about IDs, and you know the IDs, it starts with hash key. Okay, I'll start it over and see we have one step only here. This web page describes the favorite season of Olaf, a sun-loving snowman. Both H2 have IDs, but there are no CSS rule for the styling them. Add 2 rules that color the heading. So I need to color the heading. If you see, there's an ID in H2, and there's another ID in this H2. So we have 2 headings, 2 H2 headings. One is for summer, one is for winter. The IDs are there, but nothing is in the style. So I will type hash It is called the first one summer. Open the curly bracket and I will color it. The summer is gold. The second one is winter, so I will type the hash key because it's an ID. And then I will type the color. Let's say it will be blue. Okay, I earn my points. Everything is fine till now. Let me check the last one if possible, because this one was very easy. Apples and bananas. Okay, let me click on this. And if you see, we have a website that has, you know, the song I like to eat apple and bananas. Okay, it's telling me that this is the lyrics of the song, the kids song. It's very famous. There are already classes on most of the boards about apples and bananas, but there is no style for those classes yet. Add 2 style rules for them. Now let's see what do they mean by this. If you see that the first one has a class apples and the second one has bananas, so this will be applied on apples and bananas. The apples color is red or green, the bananas color is yellow or gold. So simply the style is empty. What I'm going to do is to add a class or an ID. No, it's a class, so I will just dot. It is called apples and I will color it with red color. All will be applied, oops, except the last one. We will see what is the problem later on. And then the second one is bananas, and the color here will be, let's go for RGB just to make you familiar with it. And I will pick something that is near to yellow. Okay, I think this color is fine. So it will be applied everywhere except the last one. The last one, it doesn't have anything. Okay, let's see the next step. Maybe it's there. The final line of the song has no class, so we need to add a class there. So the apple, this is the tag before it. I need to add the class, class equal apple. Okay, and the bananas, I need to add something called class equal bananas. It's called apples. You see, the spelling is wrong. So now I'm done. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. This is a very quick review and an easy way to work with style sheets or cascading style sheets within the HTML. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next week with a continuation of this CSS and HTML. Until then, stay safe and enjoy your practice.